All right, family. We live once again. You already know we got that fire commentary on the war, what's going on over in the Persian Gulf, the conflict between the United States and Iran. You already know what it is, family. We got the fire analysis. You see what I'm saying? Like no other. And we want people to come back after this and say, and we'll talk about, the aftermath, man. I want to know myself. I say, Sadie, do you know what the fuck you talking about? And nigga, I'm gonna come back my damn self. I'm gonna analyze myself. I'm gonna say, Sadie, I done already told y'all before that they was gonna blockade. I knew that car was coming. And the next car gonna be knocking that goddamn, and that's gonna be detrimental. I don't know if they want to do that. That's gonna be like the last car before the before the bomb drop on their ass. Make sure y'all get over there to Patreon, family. Click that link. We got over 600 exclusive videos over there. But yeah, you can look at these crazy motherfuckers behind me. You know damn well they don't even need a water gun. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them get a water gun. It's gonna be some problems. But anyway, and so we look at, and for me, I think a lot of people are naive about jihadist Islam. I'm just saying, man, and this is not for all, and I'm not taking nothing up off of that, just, the average Muslim. That maybe the average Muslim ain't a jihadist, but I don't give a damn. It's not for me to figure that out. It's not for me to figure that out. But I know jihadist Islam, you got the Wahhabi sect over there in Sunni, then you got ISIS, you got Al Qaeda. You see, you got all these wild damn rogue ass jihadists that's causing trouble all over the goddamn world. You see, they come into your nation and then they rile you down, certain sects, and some of them is not even from the damn land. They come in like special forces or jihadists and set up camp in your damn country, and then begin to have terrorist attacks in your country. That's what they doing all through Africa. That's all, and that's all they've been doing. You see, that's all they've been doing, and that's all they gonna do. Okay, I don't give a goddamn what north, south, east, and west, and even in their own land. Even in their own land. And people don't understand that people keep acting like this is long before the West even was in power for real on that level. You see what I'm saying? You talking about, Islam. Islam had kicked the West ass for a minute. You see what I'm saying? They had went into certain areas that the West, I'm talking about the Byzantine, the Roman Empire, man, the Arabs had kicked their ass. Matter of fact, they kicked them out of Africa because the northern Africa, the Romans had that for a minute. Palestine, they had that. Syria, the Romans had that. They kicked their ass. So, they was in control of that. Now, the thing is, see, people, once you understand that, ask yourself, well, who, if the Romans had control, who was in there before the Romans? So you have to understand that these is just these is the oppressors after the oppressors after the oppressors. These is not the indigenous peoples of the fucking land. So I'm not about to, be whining or anything for no motherfucker that's only getting what they people gave out to steal other people's land that's indigenous to them areas. These is nothing but imperialists before the imperialists before the imperial. All of them are imperialists. Let's just deal with that. But I know jihadist Islam, and I study it from their own perspective. I say, damn, when Islam came into existence, right after the death of Muhammad, the successor of Muhammad is called the Caliph. Man, do you know how many caliphs that Muslims have knocked? But it's almost as if Catholics was knocking off the Pope. How many popes was knocked off by Catholics? You see what I'm saying? They done knocked off so many of their own caliphs, including the Shia. They all knocking off the caliphs, all waging war with one another, all trying to usurp one another. it got to the point where the title of caliph didn't even mean shit because they got caliphs all over the goddamn Islamic world. So this is why they was in power. This was, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I understand jihadists is ISIS. You know what I'm saying? And what they did, they was all over in Syria and all over there in Lebanon and Iraq and over there blowing up the ancient artifacts and shit. This is the sick jihadist mind. Artifacts that's 5,000 years old, they over there because they know it wasn't them. They know it wasn't them. People sitting there, that ain't got shit to do with them. Anything that didn't look like them, they was over there taking goddamn jackhammers and mallets and shit, knocking it. And then that one ancient site over there in Petri, not Petri, the other one, it's another one. They strapped the whole site up with explosives and blew the shit up. And then the one over there in Afghanistan, when the United States was going to war over there in Afghanistan, Afghanistan had the tallest Buddha in the world. It was carved into the side of a mountain, and that damn Buddha was probably, man, that Buddha was probably two times as tall as the Statue of Liberty. Man, they put dynamite in that shit and blew it out of there. So they are destructive to ancient artifacts and citadels and temples that they did not create. They blow that shit out of there. That's jihadists. You understand? And people, I don't, and they cape for these motherfuckers, even though they don't give a goddamn about you as an individual. You know how I know? Because when they get ready to do their jihadist attack on somebody, they never go to the military. They always go to the people. You understand what I'm saying? When they get ready to attack, they don't go down there to the police station. They don't go, in this war, yeah, but they go straight down to soft targets. That's where the damn mass shooters get their ideology from the jihadists. They go get soft targets, people that they can that they know ain't got no weaponry. You understand? No, they ain't got no weaponry. They'll go into a supermarket. They'll go into a movie theater. They'll go to a festival. They'll go where they know people is just having a good time, and they'll kill the people there. But yet and still, motherfuckers want to cape for these motherfuckers as if they give a fuck about. They don't go to the military. They didn't go because they know they'll shoot their ass up. So that's sucker shit. That's sucker shit. And I'm going to just be 100. So anybody out here talking about Iran, fuck Iran. You see what I'm saying? They've been doing this shit that slave trade, the Arab slave trade was 1,000 years before the damn European. No, I'm just saying that's where they got their goddamn insight. It was the Arab enslaving the Africans that showed them the Europeans were using the same damn roads that the damn Arabs had laid. Now, matter of fact, a lot of the Arabs were selling to the European. Shit, they already had it going. Let me show you how to do this shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened. That's what happened. Then, you know what I'm saying? We selling these motherfuckers now. You know what I'm saying? Well, how many you need? So they was buying them from the Arabs and enslave us too. So shit, we got to look at the whole picture. I'm not rooting for none of them. I hope they, you know what I'm saying, weaken both sides. I hope both sides is weakened. But to analyze something, a military engagement, I don't get emotional about it. If a motherfucker gonna kick his ass and I know he got the artillery to kick his ass, I'm gonna just say, man, it don't look good for him. I'm not gonna get emotional and say, oh, you about to get your ass kicked. And nigga, if you don't watch this, you fall and do the same shit that they do, you gonna get your ass kicked. You better watch the strategies of both sides and what that man do that possibly was a good move. Watch that man, see what was a bold move, what was a good move. And if you ever get yourself in a predicament similar to that, these are strategies that you could use. You best believe that the Chinese in the world, everybody in the world is watching what's going on in Hormuz because they know good and goddamn well it's going to happen over there in that South China Sea. And all them goddamn nations over there is watching, say, oh yeah, see, see how they did this, that, and the third. Okay. So they making preparations to be able to use some of them same strategies. And they also watching how the United States is breaking some of those strategies, what they will use to break that strategy if you use it, if they apply it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what this is about. So you can, this is military strategy. You see what I'm saying? That can be applied to your daily lifestyle, because life is just like what you're seeing right out here on this motherfucking Straits of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf. Life is just the same goddamn way. Some of the same strategies can be applied to life. So family, Iran can not have no nuclear weapon, man. Cause them motherfuckers is wild. They wild. Them jihadists is off the chain. They blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? No. Even when you watch fucking North Korea, yeah, they testing shit, but they ain't just blowing. They shoot that shit out there to let a motherfucker know we got something. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't just blowing shit up. And you know what I'm saying? They more reserved. Yes, they got it. It's like, we got this shit. We gonna shoot this shit off to show you that we got it. But they ain't like them jihadists where they just blow shit up, and you understand what I'm saying? And suicide bomber and shit and all of that. Oh no. When you got motherfuckers that's erratic like that, they will make a dirty bomb and shit and this, that, and go amongst the populace and let that shit off. So when you got radical minds like that, no way in hell you gonna let no mad mullah with no motherfucking jihadist mind have no goddamn nuclear material. That don't even make no damn sense for people to even be arguing about that shit. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all, man. This is quick. We got more videos, man. We running it down all motherfucking day. This is the Naga News Network. General Seti, man, reporting live, you understand, from the Black Planet. And I want y'all to stay tuned. Get over there to Patreon. We got 600 exclusive video that you can't see nowhere else. Get over there and get that material. And family, we be right black. Boom, Black Power.